Students, I hope all of you have gone through the previous class video clip and you have learned about the first three types of the pricing strategies. Now the fourth one is that is parity pricing. You know, the parity pricing is a pricing strategy under which a manufacturer decide to price its product according to the price level of the market. The strongest competitor, or you can say price leader of the market, decides price for a product, and other sellers, other competitors of the market, they follow the same pricing strategy. And under this pricing strategy, the price level is set by the market leaders. As I have already said, the strongest competitor, or you can say the person who is the price leader, market leader for that product, decides price for a product, and other sellers are following the same pricing strategy. So, this pricing strategy is also known as going rate pricing or competition based pricing. No competitor can increase or decrease the price. If price is increased, then customers will not buy the product, and if the price is decreased, that will lead to the price war. So, that is why the person who is the price leader, means who is the large supplier in the market, strongest supplier in the market, decides the price, and others are following the same pricing strategy. Here the pricing strategy is, this type of pricing strategy is appropriate strategy in certain conditions. So, these conditions are first you can say, where first conditions under which parity pricing is suitable. Pricing is suitable. So, here first one is where the measuring cost is difficult. First one is given here, means when the costing of a product is very tough task, and if a person who is a small producer and is going to cost the product for deciding its price, that will be time taking and even it will prove expensive, and in spite of that the accurate price calculation is not easy, then their parity pricing strategy is followed. Second one is where the price leader is well established, where price leadership is well established. So, if the price leader in the market is well established, and even he takes all possible steps or precautions to decide the price, and then he set the price to be charged. Then it is easy for the competitors to sell their products on the same price. And here this policy is a safe policy. In a oligopolistic market, charging lower than the leader will lead to price war. So all are supposed to follow the same pricing strategy. The third one is where the competition is very severe, where the competition is very severe. So where competition is very severe, then the products are sold on uniform price, means all the sellers are accepting a price, and on that price all they are selling their products. Because if products are homogeneous and the price leadership is well established, and even any competitor is reducing the price, then it will lead to the price war. Or you can say under severe competition, even the slight change in the price will influence to the demand of a product. So that will lead to the price war, and because of that the same price which is decided is accepted by all the competitors. The next one is it may be less troublesome and less costly than an individual's pricing strategy. Less troublesome and less costly. Less costly than individualistic pricing study. It is also beneficial to the sellers, because when a price is already decided and that price is a genuine price, then it is easy for the competitors to accept that price level and to sell their products on that price level. Because if the individual pricing strategy is followed, then an individual seller is supposed to again cost the product, and it has to take trouble. That price may be less or more, that will place trouble to the manufacturers. So that's why it is said that it is less costly and less troublesome than individualist pricing strategy, and that's why the sellers are deciding to sell their products on the same price. Now you have to see here the fourth P, that is called here place mix, or you can say distribution or physical distribution mix. So now now here you have to see place or distribution channels. So here under place or distribution channels, you know, under the distribution channels, any product which is produced and which is to be supplied in the market on a particular price. So for that purpose, the products are needed to be carried through certain means. So these means are called 4th P, or you can say the physical distribution mix, okay, or place mix. It is also called place mix. So under place mix, the elements are included here in the distribution channels. First, that is choice of distribution channel. First one is choice of distribution channels, and second, that is physical distribution of the goods. Second, physical distribution. So here in these two elements, first one is, that is a choice of channels of distribution, means through which the product will be transferred from place of manufacturer or to the place of production to the place of consumer, means from place of production to the place of consumption. So the different means are there. By those means, whether channels like physical distribution, direct or indirect. So different level of channels are there, and here second one is physical distribution. So physical distribution is comprising of transportation and storage of the goods. Here comprising of this transportation and storage of the goods, and through this the choice of channel which is to be opted or which is concerned, then that the firm may distribute it through that channel. A product, as I have already said, it may be distributed through direct channels or indirect channels. So here direct channels you are understanding, where the manufacturer directly takes responsibility to make goods available to the consumers, means here the manufacturer is not willing to take the services of middleman and it want to maintain a direct relation with the consumer. So, those type of goods which are even bulky, which have less number of customers, which are very costly and even movement through the transshipment, or you can say changing the mode of carriage will create problem and increase the cost. So, for that purpose the such type of goods the direct channels are selected, and other than that second one is that is indirect. So, indirect channels are there. In the indirect channels the different intermediaries are utilized and these intermediaries are providing their services and they takes responsibility to carry their goods from place of manufacturers and they ensure supply of these goods to the consumers. Here under these type of middlemen, wholesalers are there, retailers are there, selling agents are there. So, these persons are working in between the manufacturer and consumers. Whatever the channel is used, the product should move efficiently and at the lowest possible cost. The purpose of carriage of goods is just to ensure efficient supply of the goods at reduced cost, less cost. So, here the choice of a suitable distribution channel is important policy decision due to the several reasons, because here when the channels are decided, the selected channel should we have vital effect on pricing, means if the cost of distribution will increase, that will influence to the price will also increase. The promotion of the channels and other elements of the marketing mix, the channels are playing very vital role. The distribution channel influence the sales volume and the profit of the firms. So, it is also important, if a right channel of distribution is selected, then the distribution of goods will take place efficiently, means the sales turnover will increase and it will have direct influence on profitability of the business concern. The third is the choice of marketing channels involves the long term commitments of the firm and it is very difficult to change the channels. Once a channel is decided, means that channel is based on a long term vision, or you can say long term commitment of the manufacturer to the sellers. Because if the once a channel is established and the customers are habituated to accept the goods through that channels, if the channel is changed, then definitely it will influence to the behavior of customers. Means customers will not find convenient to get the goods if the channel of distributions are changed. So, that is why while deciding the channels of distribution, the great care should be taken, or you can say always the precautions to be taken, all the implications and the impacts of the channels of distribution should be considered. Then the channel of distribution should be decided. The channel of distribution or a trade channel, it is a route or a path through which the product flow from point of production to the point of consumption. Okay. So, here it starts with the producer and ends with the consumers. So in between these producers and the consumers, many persons are there. Several persons are working as intermediaries, and they are giving their services or providing their services in the chain of distribution, and they facilitate the flow of goods and services. Here the flow of the physical products or its ownership, the from producers to the consumers, means the distribution channels consist the set of people and the firms which are involved in the transfer of the title of products from the producers to the ultimate consumers. Means by means of these physical distribution channels or these distribution channels or intermediaries, the goods tend to flow, and it tend to flow from producer to the consumers, and through that only the ownership of the goods and services are transferred from seller to the buyer, from producer to the consumer. The distribution channels are serving as a link between producer and the consumer, and it facilitates utilities of time, place and possession by bridging the gap between the point of production and the point of consumption. So point of production and point of consumption, these two are the important points. Point of production where the goods are produced, and point of consumption means where these goods are required. So these 2 points are there, and these are apart from one another, and in between that the many middlemen are there. They are working, and through that they are ensuring the supply of the goods from point of production to the point of consumption. So channel of distribution, generally it represents the 3 types of flows. So this channel of production, they are including 3 types of flows. You can see channel of distribution represents 3 types of flow. 3 types of flow. What are these flows? First one is the product flows downward. Product flows downward, and second, cash flows upward. Cash flows upward, and third one is information, marketing information. So here when we see channels of distribution, in channels of distribution the flow is there, and that flow ensures 3 types of flows. First one is, that is product flows downward, means manufacturer manufacture the products, and from manufacturers products comes to the market for purchase and consumption of consumers, means always product flow from producer towards consumers. And second one is cash flows from consumer towards manufacturers, means against the purchase of product the consumers are sacrificing the cash or money, that money goes upward towards the manufacturers. And third one is, that is marketing informations are there along with the flow of goods, flow of cash. The informations are also flowing in two directions, means some informations are coming from producers towards the consumers, and certain informations in form of feedbacks, improvements, suggestions, these are flowing from the customers towards the manufacturer. So, these three types of the flows are maintained here. The several alternative channels are there and which are available for the distribution of the products, and the consumers products are distributed through the certain channels. So, these channels again I will teach you in next class. I hope you have understood about these channels of distribution, and you will get the benefit of these explanations which are explained here. So, rest of the things I will teach you in next class. Thank you, students.